Alright guys, welcome back to another video from Forex King. So in this video, I just simply want to talk about how do we find entries using smaller time frames. If you're trading a new level strategy, you know that our signals come from the daily time frame. Then from the daily time frame, work our way down to the 4-hour or the 1-hour entry, depending on how you decide, to take the trade. How much time you have to monitor the trade determines how you enter the trade. But the setups come strictly from the daily time frame, okay? But as you all may know, that sometimes on the daily time frame you could be waiting for days, sometimes weeks, until you get a proper setup on a particular pair. That's why we trade so many pairs, so that we can always be trading the market, right? But what if you have setups that already took place, but you notice that price is continuing to go into in the overall momentum of the market? How do you enter into those trades, right? So that's what I want to go over in this video. There is a way that we can enter into trades based on the momentum of the market, what's currently going on into the market, and that's what I want to go over with you guys right now. So let me switch over to the charts right here, and I have not pre-selected which charts that I'm going to use. We're on the USD JPY. I guess we'll start there, but I want to show you guys a trade that we could have taken last week. I'm only going to deal with the weekly time frame, not the weekly time frame, but I'm going to deal with the trades that we could have taken on last week to give these examples on how we could have used momentum in the market, although it wasn't a new level setup per se on the daily time frame. We could still go down to a smaller time frame and look for entries in the market. Okay, so let's look at the USD JPY. As you can see on last week, right? So let's mark off last week. This is what happened last week, because we're on a weekly time frame, right? So what you could have done here, you could have came in, we could have marked off our level right here. We noticed that price was going up. It is an overall downtrend. We noticed that. Let me mark this off. So we know we're in an overall downtrend, right? But we also know price broke the trend line, and it started this consolidation right here, right? So it shows you price is going long right here. So the trend is overall down. The overall trend is down, but price is beginning to turn and go long, right? So essentially on this pair right here, because price stopped right here at this level right here, we'd have been looking for buys on this pair. So let's go down to the daily, see what we see. Okay, all right, so you see the trend line I marked off here. You'll see price broke the trend line, came and retested this level here, retested it again for a move to the upside, right? But the question is, how would we have known that this move was going to happen based on where we were in the in the trade at the time? I mean, this isn't a new level setup. So what I mean, we don't meet the conditions of the new level strategy, but we had a good indication based on the weekly, the way price was moving on the weekly time frame, and the way that we saw that price came out, it broke the trend line, paused here, came out here also. Matter of fact, it created what we would call like a triple bottom, and momentum began to go back up in this pair, right? So we had a good indication that we were looking for a buy. So here's what we could have done. We could have went down to the 4-hour time frame right here, right? Because we're looking at trades that we could have taken on last week alone, okay? So here's where the week started, right here at this session break line right here. So again, coming into the week, we had a good indication that we figured price would go up, right? Now, when you go to the 4-hour time frame, here's the line that I put in just now, right? And we know that support and resistance is an area, it's not a line. So here's the actual support and resistance level, the 6-month level that it was bouncing off, right? And at the beginning of the week, what did it do? It essentially gave us this good buy signal right here, just like as if we were trading the new level strategy. Could have came up, we could have put our stop loss behind the previous low of the previous week here, or if you wanted to go a little lower, we could have went here for 70 pips to the upside, straight to the take profit. Okay, so essentially what we want to do is go to the weekly time frame. We want to identify which way the market is trending. which way the market is trading, right? This is a buy all day, right? Then we want to go down to the daily time frame and just confirm what we see on the weekly time frame to see if we have a new level set up. Here we didn't. We didn't have a new level set up here coming into last week, right? But we still have a good indication that we want to buy this pair. We don't want to sell this pair, not at this particular moment, unless price breaks below this level right here. We would be interested in selling the pair again. But price was hovering right here, actually created what we call a triple bottom, right? If you look in more detail on the price, you'll see price was starting to gain bullish momentum to the upside also right there. So what we essentially did, we would have looked for a trade, go down to the 4-hour time frame and look for a new level set up on the 4-hour right here. Boom, coming right in the beginning of the week, right? Price traded down, could have took a stop right here. Whatever the pips were, we could have, easily got a 1-to-1. Alrighty, so let me reset the chart, and then after I reset the chart, we're gonna just go find another pair to take a look at. Let's look at the Euro CAD. See if that would have gave us a trade for last week. Again, this would have probably been no setup for us, right? These small candles. Let's see if we can find another pair. Let's go to the GBP MXN Mexican peso. I know the pound pairs were going up last week. Okay, here again on the weekly time frame, right? What is our bias? Well, let's put in our trend lines. We see that this trend line was broken right here. Price came, right? Came and it sat right here, consolidated right here. So we were looking to go up, right? And price has been going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over the last 2.5 months, 3 months, price has been going up, right? So essentially our bias was to the upside again, right? So how could we have taken a trade? Well, this is last week. Here's the previous week right here. So we would have been starting the week off right here. Let's go down to the daily time frame. Let's see what it gave us. Did it give us a new level setup? No, it didn't, right? So let's find a setup on the 4-hour time frame, because remember, our bias is to the upside. Alrighty, so on the 4-hour time frame, coming into last week, here's what we could have gotten. No setup yet, no setup yet. Boom, we could have took the trade right here, the swing high, the previous low, swing stop loss, at the previous low of the week, and we essentially would have lost this trade. Yeah, this one just took us out right here. But as you can see, price did move in our direction, right? Although we just hopped in a little too early, right? This could have been a stop hunt or something like that. Let's find another pair. Let's go with the USD JPY. Alrighty. Man, all of these trades were reversing on us. Again, we go through the same thing, guys. So we come in, we draw our trend line. Boom, trend line to the downside. You see where the trend was broken. You see right here where the trend got broken to the upside, right? This is your first retest of the level right here, right? First retest of the level. This created a higher high, right? Retest of the level. So price is starting to go up. This price is very choppy. We probably wouldn't have traded this because this is actually consolidating again. It's beginning to consolidate again. And you can see that these are previous support and resistance levels back here. Support. So we probably wouldn't have hopped in this trade as of yet. But let's just say we would have taken this trade last week. This was last week. So this is the coming into the week here. Looks like you actually got to set up on a daily time frame from last week. Boom, right there. Yep, we didn't even have to go down to the 4-hour on this one. Let's say we would have took a 51 pip stop. All profit right here. But let's just hypothetically say we went down to the 4-hour. Let's say we would have got an entry. We would have gotten an entry. Yeah, you got several entries. Price came out at the beginning of the week. Technically, this wouldn't have been an entry, but this one would have been. Boom, straight to the take profit. All right. Let's look at one more pair. Let's do an Aussie pair. AUD NZD. Let's go to the weekly. All right. Let's clean the chart up first. Alrighty. What's good about this pair is we can actually look for the same exact type of trade coming into this upcoming week also. But this was last week. This is what took place last week. So this is the week we would have been closing. We would have closed out this week and we would have been looking at this trade on last week, right? So what do you see on the weekly? You see strong momentum to the downside, right? Let's go to the daily. First, let's check and see if we have a daily setup about to take place. No setup on a daily time frame. No setup yet, right? We're in an oversold condition. But let's go to the 4 hour. So we know we want to sell this pair, right? Based on the momentum. So here's what happened. Boom, that's your signal to go short right there. That's your signal to go short. 41 pip stop. You're actually still in the trade. We're like 8 or 9 pips away from the take profit. Yep. Just trading in the direction of the overall momentum of the market. So there it is, guys. That's how you enter into trades. You know, if you don't have your new level setups on your daily time frame and you still, you want to trade the markets, you can go down to a smaller time frame, look for the pullbacks in the opposite direction of the overall trend, wait for your price to show you indication that it wants to move back into the direction of the trend, use your indicators, your oscillators, support and resistance levels to confirm what price is telling you, and then go ahead and take your trades. Pull your pips out of the market, close your positions, and that's all. Alrighty, guys. If you like this video, if you like the presentation, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the page. Have a good night.